Hey everyone, welcome to a live edition. Well, they're all live editions. What am I saying? The Bulk Crew podcast. Here we are. It's a Thursday. We're a few days before game day, getting ready to go a couple minutes early. So if you're with us right now, we see people in the chat already. Appreciate it. Again, we want to give you guys a chance to like and subscribe to the show. It means a lot to us. I'm not even exactly sure what all that it means, but every podcast I listen to tells you to smash that damn button. So, hey, it works for them. They've been around a long time. We're trying to be around a long time. Go ahead and support us. Look, we appreciate you guys always being here. I thank the audience all the time. You guys are obviously more dependable than Joey Bosa is, and that's all we can ask for. That's the only thing we ask for in the show. Just show up more than Joey shows up. It's like it's one of those things in LA where you kind of wonder, like, who's trying to out Kawhi Joey or Joey out trying to Kawhi each other more? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's making more money that just doesn't show up? Who we'd say, hey, you know what? At least we got this guy. Oh, we don't have this guy. The Clippers, the Chargers, they know exactly what it's like to have what you call a superstar and not being able to go. So that being said, I have not looked at the injury report, but I'm pretty sure, Mario, you're going to probably tell me, Joey did not practice with the team. That is just my guess. You know, Rashawn Slater's left chest basically fell right off, and yet he's practicing with the team. Joey Bosa, I can't even tell you what's going on. It's someone stepped on his shadow. He's not back. Don't depend on Joey. I say you look at it, man, if you're the Chargers and you're planning your defense and everything else, you're just sitting there going, here's the deal. The idea is the idea that we're going to get ready for every single game as if Joey's not there. If he's there, we'll just count it as a plus. But otherwise, Bud Dupree, Khalil Mack, we're all going to count on you guys from now on to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, you talk about Joey Bosa and Kawhi Leonard. Let's throw in Anthony Rendon, Mike Trout, Tyler Glasnow, Clayton Kershaw, L.A. So many Gavin Stone, so many guys that just aren't there available. When you talk about Joey Bosa, I'm with you 100%. If he's not there, he's not there. You move forward. The show goes on. The train moves forward, whatever phrase you want to use. I think the Chargers at this point are used to Joey Bosa not being available. So when you have a guy like Bud Dupree, who has shown that he can be an NFL starter at this point in his career still, you have Thule that can produce, you just move forward. And I think that's what the Chargers are going to do after this season with Joey Bosa. Just move forward. He's not going to be there. He's not available. I don't even want to get into why the Chargers brought him back for the season, why some people, I love Mario, but some people like Mario believe he was going to be different this year. Jim Harbaugh can't get him to play. Nobody can get him to play. Just move forward without Joey Bosa. I'm more concerned about the offense, though. The defense, to me, is something I'm not really concerned about, which is shocking after watching what the Chargers put out there last year with Brandon Staley. But the offense, to me, is the big question mark, and it's going to be for the rest of the season. I believe the over-under for this game is 35 points, which is absurd. So if the Chargers can score 2 touchdowns and a field goal, it might be good enough to win this game.
You're certainly not wrong in that. 17 points is probably going to win you this matchup. I don't think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's just going to be which team I think can control the time of possession. That's going to be another big one because it's both offenses are just going to get shut down. You know, you mentioned kind of the injuries. I think the big thing is that Joe Alt was limited in practice. Junior Colson was limited, and Henley was also limited, which is just good signs. Slater was also limited in practice. I'll take limited over not practicing because if you're not practicing, especially on a Wednesday, we're looking at Thursday now, that typically means, Dave, that Sunday's a no shot. And if Sunday's a no shot, that means we're put in a position where we're really behind the 8 ball and then must win. I'm going to call this a must win, guys. I know it's week 6, but call me nuts. 3 straight in a row losses to the Denver Broncos, Dave, and we can't make it 4, or it's going to be really hard to stay at that number 2 spot in the division. It's be even harder to make it to the playoffs.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned the 3 straight in a row to the Broncos. You know what's always strange about going to Denver? It always seems like weird things happen in Denver. Am I right? I mean, For years, it seems that way. I mean, even before, and I know that we have old Charger fans that watch and listen to the show that will agree with me. They've seen stuff, Maury, before you're even born. They're like, only in Denver does this stuff happen. Even when Ed Hockley got involved, and you're just going, what the hell's happening here? It's so weird. I can't stand the Broncos. I hate every team, obviously, you know, the way it works inside your division. Everybody does. Denver's kind of takes things to another level. I mean, it's great that Denver hasn't done anything since Super Bowl 50, meaning make the postseason. But, like, I really hate the Chiefs. I really hate the Broncos. Like, I still do. I don't think I'll ever get over my hatred for the Broncos, going back to before John Elway and their Orange Crush defense and all their crap. I can't stand the Broncos. One of the things the Broncos did, and Charger fans, if you remember this, if you followed the team back in San Diego, I know Josh was a fan of the team back then. Mara, you might have been a little bit younger. The Broncos showed up wearing only one jersey, and it was the same color jersey that the Chargers are going to wear. Like the first month of the season, the Chargers would wear white at home because it was hot. You know, it was hot in September, so the Chargers would go with the whole white out thing, and it was a big deal. And they tell the crowd, "Hey, everybody wear white. We're going to white out." And then here come the Broncos showing up in their white uniform. Like they didn't know. You could go on any website and figure out exactly what jersey every team is wearing for all 17 games before the season even starts, like way in advance, months in advance. The Broncos made the Chargers go back and change their uniforms before the game for a home game. And it was the biggest Denver douche thing to do. And it was like, that's the Broncos. They're just those guys. And they've just always been those guys. I love the fact they were struggling. Makes me a little bit nervous, though. I'll be honest with you, that they've won 3 straight games. Like they believe in themselves. Their fan base is excited about this. The lonely Chargers, the team that's broken up, the team that's not healthy, the team that can't pass the ball, they're coming to the Mile High City. And this is when we get 4 in a row. That's what Bronco fans are telling themselves today. Maybe the players on Denver believe it.
They can believe it all they want, and they have confidence right now. But you can't watch a Denver Broncos game and say, this team looks great. This team's on the up and up. They're a playoff level team. Even in their 3 wins, they're ugly. The team hasn't proven they can win consistently with that quarterback play. It is not sustainable to have your defense take over a game every single game. That's just not something that happens in the NFL. And when you go back to the Broncos, I've said it on the show many times. I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Raiders. I hate the Broncos the most. I don't like Denver Bronco fans. I don't like the way the Chargers play in Denver ever. Like Mario said, we've lost 3 in a row. The Ed Hockley game is what jumps out to me. The whole Ed Hockley situation makes me sick to my stomach to this day. His shirt 3 sizes too tight, screwing over the Chargers from the playoffs. I hate the Denver Broncos. It's also the place where Mike Williams got hurt. Do you remember that when he should have never played in that game? And we were going to play Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs. I mean, everything about the Denver Broncos is weird to me. I don't like their colors. I never liked their coaches. When Peyton Manning went over there, I think I actually threw up. It's like, how the hell do they get Peyton Manning? And I thought Peyton Manning wouldn't even be half as good as he was with the Colts. He was better when he threw for 1 million touchdowns and won MVP. So never liked the Broncos, never will. And this game to me, Mario, screams ugliness.
I'll never forget the game of when Mike Williams gets hurt and Staley couldn't figure out throughout the game if they're going to try to win it or if they were trying not to win the game. And it's like, dude, can you make up your mind? Like, you can feel it through the TV. Like, he has no idea if he wants his guys to play. He has no idea if they want to play to win right now or if he should rest his guys. Like, God, it was literally like you could see the devil and the angel on his shoulder trying to figure it out. But no, this one's gonna be an ugly game. Like you said, the Broncos haven't been winning pretty. Offensively, if you look at their statistics and where they rank, it's absolutely terrible. 19th in net EPA, they're 28th in yards per play. Pass yards per game, they're 28th. That sounds like us. 26th in offensive EPA per play. And just running the ball, they're not even good at that. They're 21st in rushing offense in the NFL. Not very pretty. Key thing, though, guys, I was picking up as I was kind of doing a deep dive, watching some film on the Denver Broncos, is Bo Nix has looked more comfortable in the last couple of games that he has played. If you go back and watch, the Steelers-Seahawks games, every time he went in the pocket, it kind of seemed like he was almost jittery. It was like second-guessing every move, and him second-guessing everything led to 2 picks in each of those games. And heads up, those were the 2 games that they lost as well. And they're against tough defenses, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers, which is, one of the more better defenses in the NFL. And then Seattle Seahawks will have, Mike McDonald, who's top 5 defensive mind in this league so far. So with that, we have Jesse Minter, hell of a defensive coach, hell of a defensive mind, hell good with the defensive schemes, Dave. The only thing is they did beat the Jets, and the Jets have that as well.
Yeah, no, I got that. It's funny when you mention the different things about what the Broncos do and what they do well. The Broncos actually, as your head coach, you kind of are strong on that side. Sean Payton's offensive guy. I understand he is a rookie quarterback, but you're right. It's the Denver defense that has held this together. Josh has said it on the show a bunch of times, and I know most of you are going to say it's because he's an Alabama guy. Patrick Surtain's great. I mean, he is. He's just great. And, I understand he's just one guy and he's only on one side of the field, but he's almost to the point of the Darrelle Revis status where you got to find out where he is and you're going the other direction. You're just going to stay away from him if you're going to put the ball in there. He's an outstanding player. His dad was an outstanding player. Asante Samuel's dad was an outstanding player. Our guy's not an outstanding player. Just kind of shame how that kind of works out a
He's
little
pretty
bit. Sorry.
good. He's pretty good. Wow. Asante Samuel. That's what got him, Josh. That's what did him under. That's what, the AI
leave
said
the
that's
show
enough.
because of ASJ. That's what
Yeah.
put him over the edge. I thought Bosa would be the reason he logged off.
I know.
I think Asante Samuel Jr. just hit me with a blow dart. I think he threw a stray right back. Like all of a sudden, I got taken out. All right. I don't like it. All right. So here's I'll go back to what I said. I don't know if you guys just started rambling and replacing me here for a second, but my point is Patrick Surtain Jr. is great. It's one guy on the field. It's not like he's not Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? Where Aaron Donald, you have to deal with him in the quarterback's face every single play and worry where number 99 was. There are certain guys in the NFL like that. I think it's easier when it's a Darrelle Revis type guy, Patrick Surtain guy, when your best offensive player is playing defensive back. It's kind of like a warning. Hey, I'm just going to kind of look towards this direction in the field. That being said, the Chargers to me should be the better team. We have the better quarterback. We like the chemistry of our team. I'm not sure how many people even like Sean Payton. The Jets made an interesting comment. We'll get into the Jets stuff too, but there's a point where you sit there and you go with your head coach, just cut the BS. Like, I'm tired of the message. I mean, Sean Payton's been there a year and a half, and I think there are a lot of guys who are like, cut the BS, because I'm so sick of it, especially coming from a guy who's 5'2" that could throw into a locker in 2 seconds. There's no respect factor there. And so I like what the Chargers are doing. Like, we should go to Denver. I'm going to say what we said at the beginning of the year. We need to sweep the Broncos. Josh said it 800 times in January. I'm so sick and tired of splitting with the Broncos. We need to sweep the Broncos. Coming off a bye week, let's show what we are. Andy Reid is great at this. Coming off a bye week, automatic win. This needs to be a win.
Yeah, 100%. If you're talking about a trait of a great head coach, is you always win coming out of a bye week. Whenever you have extra time, whether you play on a Thursday game and then you play on the next Sunday, if you have extra time to prepare, you should win, or you should have a better game plan than the coach you're going against. When you talk about Patrick Surtain, I agree with you. He is the best corner in the NFL. I always wondered why people wouldn't put him on the same level as Sauce Gardner, especially coming into this season, is because he doesn't have a cool name like Sauce Gardner. I think PS2 is actually a really cool nickname. I love the PS2 when I was a kid. PS2 is a cool nickname. He's better than Sauce Gardner, I think. And for the Denver Broncos, they really thrive in situations when they go against a team that has that big-time receiver like Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams, and they can throw Patrick Surtain over there on him. Well, guess what? We don't have any number one receiver. It's good in our advantage. We don't have anybody. Who are you going to go with?
Watch with this.
Watch
Watch
this.
We can have any threats. Now what are you going to do?
Patrick Surtain.
Not try to impact the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the John Cena situation. You're going to put on Patrick Surtain's like DJ Chark? Like, this is DJ Chark? That's what I got this week. I'm like, yeah, you got DJ Chark this week, buddy. What can you do with that? And no, so the Chargers in this situation, to me, do you keep going with the run? You stick with what your game plan has been for every game this season? Or do you open up the passing game and say, hey, we don't have the team that can rely on the run in every single game, especially when you play against teams that have great defenses like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Are we going to let Justin Herbert stretch the field? Can he stretch the field? Are people going to get open where Justin Herbert can throw the ball, Mario? Or do you stick with the run game?
It's tough because you look at, besides Surtain, this Broncos defense, especially at secondary, I mean, they're third best in passing EPA right now, and they're fifth best in passing yards allowed. So that secondary, even without Surtain's, like, they're monsters. And if I'm the Chargers, honestly, Dave, as much as we said we want to see more passing, we want to see more Ladd, more Quinn Johnston, I think the running the ball might be our best type of situation, and see if we can open up the passing game. I think that's the best way to attack this defense, especially if we have Slater and Alt back. I think, all right, let's see if, their front can really match our front. That could be really huge for us. I just don't see us being able to create a lot of separation against their secondary. I just don't really see that. You run the football, you play the Charger football that's won you games this year, and then you lean on your defense that's right now, a top 10 defense in the league, 6 opponent yards per play. You have that defense go against a rookie quarterback and tell a rookie quarterback good luck.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. This is going to be, if you're looking for entertainment, I'm not. I'm just looking to win the scoreboard. This is going to be a boring game if you're just flipping through the channels and you don't have an interest in either team. If you aren't a Bronco fan or a Charger fan, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Like as Mario friends would say, this is the game where you do edibles right here. And then you sit there and see what happened at the end of the game. Right? Mario's shaking his head.
Actually, it's very spot on.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's the nap game.
It. This is it. This is the game where you go, I'm going to take a nap at halftime, and you go, oh man, I went through the third quarter. Oh, that's weird. The score is exactly the same. Don't get upset about that. We're trying to win the scoreboard, which means that this is going to be a field position game. You're going to see a bunch of 3 and outs on both sides. And you're going to see a lot of punting, and you're going to see guys going for field goals and this and that. But that's what it's going to be. I mean, Vegas is calling it too. This is going to be a low scoring game. I don't care about the entertainment part. When we do the post-game show live and we want you to join us, this is going to be one of those things. We're going to look at that scoreboard, and as long as the Chargers on the right side of the scoreboard, we're going to have very little to complain about. But as you know, my good buddy always tells me, it's one thing to be bad, but to be boring at the same time, that's the worst combination. So if you lose a game that's low scoring, it stinks. I mean, you're going to go, I'm scratching my head going, what are we? Going back to what Josh always says, which I think about all the time in sports. What is your identity? What is your identity as a team? Because when Jim Harbaugh took over and through the draft, their identity was, we're going to be tougher than you. We're going to sit there. We're going to be stronger than you. We're going to be tougher than you. You aren't going to be able to break our will. And that's how we're going to win football games.
Yeah, I think the thing to watch in this game is exactly what Les Smith just commented right now. He said they're going to come at us with cover 0. You bet your ass they're going to come at us with cover 0. You know what? A lot of other teams are going to come at us with cover 0 too. Until you can prove that your receivers can get open and your linemen can block for Justin Herbert, you're going to blitz the house. It's that engage 8 in Madden that we all love. If Justin Herbert is already hurt and everybody knows that, and his receivers can't get open, they can't block, it's the easiest game plan in the NFL, Mario. Bring the house. Make sure that you protect the outside and nobody can get around. And if not, Justin Herbert has to beat you with his arm, which is crazy to say that Justin Herbert has to beat you with his arm. But you could have Jesus Christ back at quarterback. If nobody can get open, you can't have a quarterback that's going to throw people open every play. It's just not possible. The touchdown that he threw to McConkey in the back of the end zone, threw him open, he was completely covered, is not sustainable. No quarterback in the league can do that on every play. The Broncos are going to bring the house. As Charger fans, we have to pray that we can block for Justin Herbert. Well, we're not blocking. We can pray that the Chargers are going to block for Justin Herbert. Hopefully, Rashawn Slater or Joe Alt is able to go. Like Mario said at the beginning of the show, I'll take a limited session over did not practice. Like, the fact that they're limited gives me a glimmer of hope that we might be able to protect Justin Herbert.
I think that's what it's going to come down to, right? Can we give him protection and give him, honestly, not even him enough time, our receivers enough time to kind of find their way into the route, set up their cuts, get their separation, find the football, just those little things. If we can get that, guys, I think we're going to be successful in this game. But honestly, one touchdown could literally win you this game. Like, and that's what I would honestly go for. Like, just one touchdown, that's going to get you it. Field goals, maybe the rest of the way. Yeah, like if you're a betting guy, shout out to those degenerates, you dumb idiots. I'd bet 2 things in this game. Over field goals for both teams, and then I'd bet Bo Nix pick if you think the Chargers are going to win, because I think that's the route that's going to go in that one. And bet the under, because I think this is just be a terribly under game. I think the other crazy thing about this, Dave, is I was doing research. I was like, all right, I'm going to look through Herbert's stats in the last, 5 or 6 games against the Broncos. And as I'm looking through the stats and I'm marking them down, I'm literally thinking, this does not matter at freaking all because of how different this Charger team is than he's had in the past. Like him throwing for 237, 238, 273, and then he got hurt the last game. But him throwing for that in those games matters nothing, because if he even touches 237 in this game, let's be honest, guys, we'd all be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, if I'm Justin Herbert, if I'm looking at it, it's an individual who is trying to get a big contract, I'd be upset. But he already has the big contract. He's basically just playing for wins. I mean, that's the good thing about it. You don't have to worry about a guy playing outside of what he's capable of doing because he already got paid. And so it is what it is. Going back to what Josh said real quick on the McConkey touchdown a couple of weeks ago, that was the most freakish thing going. I mean, let alone the throw was amazing. The catch might have been even better. Like, I don't even know if McConkey even saw the ball. It just was one of those freak things. It's one of those where you wouldn't recommend to any quarterback even throwing that ball. It was a freak play. If that's what you're going to depend on the rest of the year, you have no chance. I mean, it has to look more like real football, meaning like real wide receivers get open. Real quarterbacks hit guys in stride. There was to have to throw the ball basically around a pole and to have the guy reach out and catch it and stay in bounds. It was such a freak play. I mean, it belongs right there in the top 10 plays of the year. It was just incredible to see happen. But that's not the norm. It can't be the norm. The Chargers have to do something different. I hope they look a little bit different coming off the bye week.
Yeah, and they should. They should be a little bit more creative. The craziest thing that I've seen this week when it comes to the Broncos and Chargers game is Bo Nix and Justin Herbert have the same betting prop for passing yards. Bo Nix is the guy that threw for -7 yards a few weeks ago against the Jets, and Justin Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Yet they both have 188 passing yards as the over and under. Dude, Bo Nix has nobody really to throw the ball to either. Like Cortland Sutton is the only guy over there really. That's crazy to me. Like, how is Justin Herbert at 188 passing yards, which I would actually take the under? There's no reason in the world that Bo Nix and Justin Herbert should have the same betting prop for passing yards, but that's where we are today, Mario.
That's where we are today. And, if you even like surf around, like it doesn't even get better. Like at some places it's 191 and some places it's just down to 183. And, it makes sense because in order for him to honestly get that like over, he has to make throws like that to McConkey like every single play. And like you said, these aren't like that's not a smart throw. Like no coach is like, hey, that was a really smart way to think on your feet. Like every coach is going, that was a pretty, you're lucky you can make that play because not a lot of guys can, right? Like besides Herbert, let's be honest, how many other guys can make that throw? I'd say 3 off the top of my head. Allen, Mahomes, Stafford are the only 3 quarterbacks I think I could trust to make that throw. They have that, bunch of pinpoint accuracy. Stroud, I don't think so. Burrow, I don't think so. Lamar, no. Like those 3 guys, I'd argue, have the green light to make a play like that happen. But he's forced to. But on the bright side, Dave, if we make Bo Nix to throw that type of ball, it's a pick.
Yeah, well, I don't think Bo Nix would throw that ball. I mean, honestly, I don't know another. I wouldn't even put Josh Allen in your category right there. Like Stafford's the one that popped in my mind that could do it. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I don't think there's a quarterback coach out there that would recommend that play. It just happened. It worked out for us. It was incredible. I mean, it honestly was, but it was a fluke. It wasn't our benefit, but it was a fluke. Look, Charger football has to look a little bit different this week. It just has to. Again, the win's the most important thing, but man, you've had basically 2 weeks to prepare for a team inside your division. You going against a rookie quarterback. You need to come out of Denver with a win. You just do. By the way, just old time sake, because I keep thinking about the Broncos and all the reasons I hate them. I know there's some Bronco people in this chat. I can tell. All right. The Broncos used to have this fan, used to drive me nuts, go up to every game with like no clothes on, but there's a big barrel with suspenders on that held it up. I hated that guy. Like, I don't even know why you guys let him in the stadium, you whack job fans. How did the guy even sit down with a barrel on? How did he pee? Just pulled his barrel up and went to the urinal? What the hell's going on? Why would you guys let a weirdo like that in the stands? You used to see him at Super Bowls. I used to see him here in San Diego when they played the Packers in the Super Bowl. I was at that one when the Packers lost to the Broncos. You guys got weird fans. There's nothing about Denver I like. Nothing. Randy Gradishar overrated. What do you guys think about that? You guys shouldn't enter the room. You made a big mistake. Does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly right. He just went to the Hall of Fame this year.
So,
down with number 53.
Yeah, no, Denver's actually not a city that I love. I lied to somebody last night that was from Denver, but I love your city. I don't love your city. So Cortland Sutton and Josh Reynolds both have one touchdown that lead the team. Cortland Sutton has 224 yards on the season. Josh Reynolds has 183. Ladd McConkey leads the Chargers with 176. We have one less game played. Do you see DJ Chark making any type of difference in this game? I'm almost positive he's going to play. Do you have any information, Mario, on if he's been cleared officially? Do you know if DJ Chark will be out there?
I've seen that he's not going to play.
He's not going to play.
Yeah, I've seen that reason? All over.
He's just not healthy at this point in time.
He's not. Yeah, he's not ready.
I saw that practicing, but he's not good. I don't understand.
I mean, I've just seen. I'll double check right now, but I'm like pretty sure that I was seeing yesterday, and then one of our NFL insiders was saying that he doesn't expect him to play.
So Ian Rappaport, is he held accountable for his lies? How's that work? He's the one that put out there he was going to play. Anyways, do you see a tight end, for example, make a difference? Is there going to be anybody besides Lad McConkey and QJ that make any type of impact in this game, in the passing game, Mario?
So, thinking big brain, what if I've been sitting on this theory? Okay, you guys ready for this one? What if this was all a big scheme to get Patrick Surtain on Quinn Johnston? And they go, let's force the ball to Quentin. We're going to make him look so good these first couple of weeks. So when we play the Broncos, Patrick Surtain's going to go on him. That means we're going to have some little crap ball on Lad McConkey that we can take advantage of in this matchup. Thinking big brain conspiracy, Mario's here, and he might stay based on however he's feeling. Or if how Grandma Heron's doing. One of two. So... but no, honestly, I think this is one of those things where it's a divisional game. I'm gonna look towards hopefully a veteran. Palmer, I've been saying it for a while. Anytime, buddy, you want to show up, it'd be great if it was this game.
That would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, it's be great for everyone out there that plays fantasy football. When you're like, man, I need a receiver this week because my guy's on a bye. Is there anyone available? It's weird that Josh Palmer's sitting there in every league. Right? He was supposed to be our number one. I told you guys he wasn't the number one. I mean, I don't know who you're depending on. We're literally on this show saying we're depending on a rookie to be our guy. That's where we are at. We're at with the rookie. We're looking at Lad McConkey to all of a sudden step in and be a guy. Not
Giants and Cardinals are doing it too.
It's different. Okay,
it's a lot different. It's a lot different.
Both top 10 picks. Those guys are generational, like
vastly
really
different.
Yeah, it is. And this isn't a shot at Lad McConkey, but
no.
Come on. Lad McConkey would be so much better if he did have a threat. Imagine if Lad McConkey had Malik Neighbors with him or Marvin Harrison Jr. with him. You know what I'm saying? He would be that much better. It would be even better if we had two receivers that were higher quality than Lad. And then all of a sudden you're going to see the best of them. Now you're going to see maybe that ability that the Patriots used to have with all their little guys. But I think Lad McConkey can be really good, man. But we're asking a ton to say you got to force feed this guy. And I am. I think I told you a couple weeks ago, you got to at least try and get the ball to him 12 times a game. That's a lot. That's, 3 times a quarter. Look at me with the big brain Mario doing the math. You got to try and get him the damn ball. But that's where we're at. The Quentin Johnston thing I like as far as everything's, a curtain move because we're holding out for week 5. It's funny as hell. I hope Quentin Johnston continues to get better. I'm curious now. Josh, is he right? Is Patrick Surtain going to be on QJ?
Yeah, because I'd imagine Lad would be in the slot. They want to put Patrick Surtain on the outside. I think the slot corner is the biggest weakness on the Broncos in their defense. Yeah, I'd expect him to be on QJ, which is fine. If you want to take QJ out of the game, you need a guy like Josh Palmer to step up, and then Lad McConkey can do his thing. Josh Palmer needs to step up. If you don't have DJ Chark out there
on this show in 3 years, what he just said. If you want to take QJ out of the game, nobody's ever said that.
Dude, that's where we're at right now.
It sounds so ridiculous what you just said, but it's true.
It's coming out of the Panthers game. Dude, we were singing QJ's praises coming out of the Panthers game. QJ's thing is one good game, one bad game, one okay game, one bad game, one good game. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that you really can't rely on. I mean, the only thing that's making me sleep at night is looking at Mike Williams and Keenan Allen not do anything for their respective teams. It's not even like I can miss them. You know what I mean? If they were getting off this season, I'd be like, damn, like we let them walk out the door. Both guys have 10 catches. Mike Williams has 145 yards, 0 touchdowns. Keenan Allen has 81 yards, 0 touchdowns.
Wow.
He's missed a few games. Neither guy's made any impact on their team. Both teams could probably go without them, honestly. Keenan Allen's definitely not the number one receiver on his team, and Mike Williams isn't either. So, Chargers guys.
Look up
Gerald Everett. He's the backup tight end. I would take Gerald Everett back in a second.
Me too.
He's playing pretty good, though, for the Bears, actually. Like, I loved what I've been seeing from him.
He's good. I would take him in a second. But Gerald Everett on the season only has 5 catches for 22 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, also, Mike Williams, I mean, buddy, could he have gone from a tough situation to worse? I mean, you really know how to pick them. I'd hate to see your love life if it's anything like the teams you choose to play for. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Mike Williams' team a little bit right now. Let's get into the Jets as far as what happened. So Robert Saleh, he's gone. They make the move. Aaron Rodgers does what every guy does when he's responsible for getting someone fired. I had nothing to do with this. Yeah. What? He's out? I had no idea. That's weird. I told the owner how upset I was with the head coach and he got fired. Okay. Don't pull that card. Just go, you know what? We got a new head coach. We're moving on. You don't need to sit there and pull that crap. Nobody believes Aaron Rodgers wasn't in charge of getting Robert Saleh fired. That's just the way it is. He's gone. Good luck, man. Good luck. And again, I don't wish anything good to ever happen to the Jets. But, hey, man, Aaron Rodgers is a guy that Mario has told you for a long time since we started this show. Not a fan. Hasn't done anything in a while. Josh told you I was a huge fan when I was a young kid. Not a fan anymore. Look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers since the last 3 years. He has a losing record. Aaron Rodgers has a quarterback rating in the 80s. Aaron Rodgers is not an elite player. He's not. And look, he can't even get the ball to his receivers. He supposedly has weapons. Now the rumor is they're going to get his other buddy, Devontae Adams, back. I don't think it makes a difference. But to sit there and lie, Aaron Rodgers is exactly what we thought he was, right? He's a guy that destroys football teams and chemistry.
He's the Kyrie Irving of the NFL to me, a guy that is just a complete cancer to the teams he's on. The fact that Kyrie made the championship was a miracle. But I can't remember a guy that's fallen from grace this quick. I mean, he won the MVP not that long ago. Back-to-back MVPs not that long ago. Now he's a bottom-tier quarterback. He kind of reminds me of Paul Pierce. Remember when Paul Pierce bounced around the league after the Celtics, and it was just sad at the end of his career?
Yeah.
Kind of the way Aaron Rodgers is now. If I was the New York Jets, I'd move forward. I'd get a young quarterback and build from the ground up. The Aaron Rodgers situation is a mess. A complete mess, Mario. Can you remember a guy that's fallen from grace this quick where you just got to get him off your team?
Oh man, I'm really trying to think. I mean, I don't know if Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah,
like that. That's another one that's just bad fall. I mean, at least Rodgers has had like a decade of greatness to kind of show for himself, and not 4 years where he thought, all right, it's Holmes and this guy that's going to lead the league for the next decade. But this Rodgers thing.
Yeah.
What?
I said two guys that jumped into my mind that were really good 1 year and then horrible. Dalvin Cook. What the hell happened? What Ezekiel Elliott, how he sucks. We got to get him out of here. He goes to the Patriots, sucks. But then you bring him back. Like, what the hell happened there? I mean, running backs, all of a sudden, they fall off the face of the earth crazy quick. It's unusual when it's quarterbacks, though.
Ezekiel Elliott's crazy. He's like and when you see the viral videos, like the ball boy gets a chance to play.
Yeah, J.C.
Every
Jackson.
time,
Dominic, you're right.
Oh yeah, J.C. Jackson's a good call. When Ezekiel Elliott ever gets the ball for the Cowboys now, I'm like, it feels like they give the ball boy a chance. Like, oh yeah, we like him.
Dude, I told you, I hate the fact that he came back with a different uniform number. You know how many Cowboy jerseys were sold with Ezekiel Elliott's number, and then he comes back with his college number, same team 1 year later?
I have a theory on that. I actually have a theory on that. He knows that he's not nearly the same Ezekiel Elliott, so he wants people, whenever they see like a video and the 15, like, oh, that was ball boy Ezekiel Elliott. That wasn't the one that we know.
That's true. It's not like Kobe where you split 24 and 8 and the numbers match up.
Yep. We're same page. But no, so the crazy thing about the Jets, guys, is they go through all of this. I think Ulbricht's, by the way, an upgrade. Like, he can't be worse than Salah, and he has that defense rolling. They changed their offensive play caller. Call me crazy. Call me nuts. I bet the Jets on Monday night already.
Teams usually win when they fire their coach during the season.
There's a bump. And it's a must. Like, it's legitimately, I know I'm saying must win a lot. Sorry, guys. But, like, if they don't beat the Bills this week, like, this is a big one for them. Big one.
There you go. Hey, I want to update people before we pick games, and we will get to your comments and stuff as well. But I want to update you because everyone's asking. We basically picked again on what we thought was the Chargers' overall record, what it was going to be. So I'll start with Mario. Mario, you had the Chargers over their next 13 games. You have them going 8-5. Okay. It's 10-7 overall in the season from what you had with the other 4 games. Okay, so 8-5 is what you had. Is that what you thought it was when you made your picks?
Yeah, and that sounds about right. That's a great year for how the talent on the offensive side.
It actually, to me, makes the most sense out of all of us. Josh also picked 8 and 5. He is the team finishing 11 and 6. Guys, just so you know, these are both playoff records. Okay, what you guys are saying. I went a little bit crazy. Okay, I was shocked what my final one was when I added it up, but I have them at 10 and 3. Man, that's a homer. Okay, I have them at 10 and 3. Overall record would be the Chargers would be 13 and 4. Sounds a little nuts, right?
I got a question.
Yeah.
So if me and Mario both picked 8 and 5, how do we not have the same exact record for the Chargers to finish?
Overall, because I took it for what you guys predicted the first 4 games of the season. I just added them in.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I can't go back and fix what
the rest of that one.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you asked because other people are probably wondering the same thing. What's wrong with this guy?
Do you remember when we picked games and Mario was like, Dave went 5 and 7, Josh went 6 and 8. I'm like,
yeah, no, I'm talking Charger. We're predicting the Charger schedule the rest of the way. Okay, you understand?
That was an underrated moment of reading all those off. And then you guys go, wait, how?
Yeah.
Because yours had up to 12.
Yeah, it was a little nuts. You guys ready to pick games this week?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Week 6 picks again. So you guys know if you are listening to our picks, I'm telling you right now, I'm the worst one on the show. Overall on the season, I'm 31 and 47 with the spread. Josh is 32 and 46. Mario is 35 and 43. Right now, I'm the guy that would be suffering the punishment. I got to make up some games here. Week 6 picks, only 14 games this week. We're starting Thursday Night Football tonight. It's the 49ers on the road against the Seahawks. Niners are favored by 3.5 in this game. Which one do you guys want to go first?
Man, I'll take the 49ers to have a bounce back. Both teams really need to win this game. I believe the Seahawks are on a 2-game losing streak, and the 49ers completely folded in their last game against the Cardinals. I'll take the 49ers to cover the spread.
All right, drink if you hear me say must win, because I'm going to say it again. It's a must win for the San Francisco Niners. Man, they dropped the Cardinals. They dropped the Rams. You really want to start off the year? 3 losses inside the division? I don't see Shanahan allowing that to happen.
I'm with you guys. It's going to be a clean sweep here. It's funny. Both teams disappointing losses. Josh said 49ers at home losing to the Cardinals sounds crazy. But the Seahawks losing at home to the Giants had to fly 3,000 miles. The goddamn Giants knocked off the Seahawks. So, again, both teams looking to rebound from disappointing Sundays. I have the Niners, though, on this one as well. All right, 6:30 in the morning game Pacific time on Sunday. This line's changed a little bit. Believe it or not, I thought this was an automatic for the Bears. The Bears were favored by more than 1.5, and that's what they're at right now. The Bears taking on the Jaguars, again, 6:30 kickoff Pacific time. I'll go first. I'll go Bears.
What do you got, Mario?
I'm going to take this. God, the Jaguars are so good in London. Brian Thomas didn't practice today, too. I'll go Bears.
I'll go Jaguars, just to be different than you guys.
Oh, really? You guys are kind of up in there on this one. Mario, tell me when I do these, tell me which ones you're actually going to put money on. Okay.
Okay.
Texans favored by 6.5 over the Patriots. I have New England at home in this one. I'll just go first. I have the Texans. I think the Patriots are terrible. Drake May is getting his first start.
Yeah, for that reason, I have the Texans as well.
So you said say which games you're going to bet. Funny how that happened.
Yeah.
I'm teasing this game. So I'm going to tease this game with the Eagles game, tease the Eagles down to 2.5, and tease this to where it's a pick 'em for the Texans. And I'm also going to take Texans to cover. Drake May, first start against D'Amico Ryans. Sorry, buddy.
Yep, it's going to be a tough one here. Interesting game because these two teams are close. They aren't in the same division, but mileage-wise, they're close. The Ravens, this has gone up. I think the Ravens was favored by 6.5. The Ravens are now favored by 7 at home against the Commanders. Go ahead.
I don't understand this line at all. Have they not watched the
either.
Commanders play? 7? I understand that the Ravens are probably the better team here, but the Commanders look very good to me. I wouldn't put 7 on this game whatsoever. Do you feel the same way, Mario? The Commanders are on a 4-game winning streak, but they're favored to lose by 7.
I'm with you because I understand that this Ravens defense is like this scary defense, but like besides the run game, their passing, like their secondary is like pretty weak, and like the Commanders are just gonna air raid this sucker out. Like they're not gonna go for, hey, let's Eckler, let's get you 100 yards. Brian Robinson, you too, buddy. Nah, they're gonna pass and pass and pass. Quick question, Dave. Where did you get that 7? Because I keep getting 6.5, and if I get a 7, I'm gonna make out with myself.
It was I went to ESPN betting lines.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna place that bet right now. Give me Commanders for the 7.
Mario, you got Josh, you have Commanders as well.
Yeah.
I'm going Commanders. It's going to be a clean sweep here. Hopefully no PTSD for Brian Robinson. Maybe too soon on that line. But what happened last time Brian Robinson was in Baltimore? Josh and I were there at the same time.
All right.
You guys remember?
Yeah, I know.
Next game. Next game.
All right.
Next game.
If you know, you know, as the kids like to say.
Tough crowd.
Crowd. All right. Eagles favored by 9.5 over the Browns.
See, I don't get this one either. Like the Eagles aren't very good. I understand the Browns are awful. 9.5 for the Eagles. They look terrible in most of their games. I'm going to go Browns.
So one, like Deshaun Watson pick, one bad play. Like if you want to be captain body language, you'll see the worst you'll ever see with the Cleveland Browns. 9.5 is a lot though. The Eagles get back AJ Brown and Devontae Smith this week. I believe their O-line also gets healthier too. Their defense has shown improvement. I'm going to take the Eagles.
I got the Eagles too, Josh. And the reason is I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I can't stand him. But I mean, he completely checked out. Like any other NFL player would have been in a lot of trouble for the move he pulled last week where he walked off the field on 4th down and they had to waste basically time.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
I saw that. I'm glad you brought that up. I saw that live. That was one of the craziest things I've seen in football.
That was, I mean, you can't even explain yourself to your teammates, to your coaches on what happened there. And I know that there are a ton of jokes made about, Grover Cleveland and all that stuff, but it's to the point. You got to get this guy some massages. Like if you're Cleveland, you got to figure this out. Somehow you got to find someone that's willing to play the game. I know there are girls walking the street. They'll give this guy a massage, but good Lord, it worked in Houston. But right now in Cleveland, I mean, it's $240 million. Somebody help a brother out. Give him a hand. You know what I mean?
How good were the massages in Houston? He was like one of the best passers in the league.
Dude, must have been outstanding.
The massages in Houston must have been out of this world.
Yeah. Don't call it
he
a
could throw
for nothing.
He could throw the ball down the seam better than anybody at that time. Like now it's nowhere near.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Next game. Yeah.
All right. A lot of uncomfortable talk, it seems like. All right, here we go. Packers favored by 4.5. They're at home going against the Cardinals. Cardinals are a big surprise. Packers have been playing great, though. At the same time, Jordan Love came back, put up big numbers. I'll go first. It's a tough game, but I'm going to go Cardinals. I think the magic continues. 4.5 seems big to me.
I agree 100% with you. I think the Cardinals make this game close. It kind of reminds me of when the Bills had that big point spread differential for game 1 of the season in Buffalo. I feel like the Cardinals are going to keep it pretty close this game. I got Cardinals.
Cardinals are like the most confusing team in the NFL to me. I can't figure them out. Like not even close. I think I'm gonna take them to cover, but I don't feel great about it. Also, 5's the worst number in all of gambling. Like seriously, just shave my head. And F off.
I'm sorry. What team did you pick?
Cardinals.
I'm shocked, man. I thought for sure you'd go back. All right. I had to change it. All right. So Buccaneers on the road. They're taking on the Saints. You have no Derek Carr. Bucks are favored by 3.5. Again, disappointing loss to the Falcons. I have Buccaneers in this game. I'd bet this game.
I would 100% bet this game. 100%. Because the Buccaneers put up a ton of points. The Saints have their backup quarterback. I don't know how you don't bet this game. I feel like the Buccaneers are going to put it on them.
That Todd Bowles against a rookie QB that was drafted in the 3rd round, that's not very well liked in the locker room. Let's see how that goes. Give me the Bucs 3.5.
All right, this line has changed right here. It's a game in the worst division in football that everyone hates is the AFC South. But the Colts were favored by 1 when the lines opened on this game. Now the Titans are favored by 2.5. Titans are at home. I always pick wrong on the Titans, but I'm gonna pick the Titans to cover this one.
I don't get the spread either on this one. I'll go Colts. I'm gonna go Colts. The Titans to me have shown nothing. The Colts can prove that they can score points. Colts. I actually picked the Colts defense in fantasy football.
I I like the Colts here as well. Please play Flacco. Please, 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 please play Flacco. And that really hits.
All right. Next game up on the schedule, Steelers on the road. Embarrassing loss on national TV against the Cowboys. Steelers on the road against the Raiders. Steelers are favored by 3 in this game.
Steelers, just because they lost that game right at the end of the Dallas Cowboys, you got to assume that Tomlin's going to get his team to play well. Raiders have the worst quarterback play in the NFL, and that's saying something because there's some really bad quarterback play this year. Got the Steelers.
I have the Steelers as well in this. Aiden O'Connell having a QB battle and then you face Mike Tomlin does not equal great things. And especially when your star receiver's currently out and, blabbering about a trade. So give me the Steelers.
I have the Steelers as well. Detroit Lions -3. To me, this should be a Sunday night game. This game should be the Sunday night game. The Lions at the Dallas Cowboys. Lions are favored by 3 in this game. I like the Lions in this game.
I do too. I feel like the Lions are catching their stride. To me, they might have the best offense in the NFL. You have so many guys on that team that can make plays. The Cowboys are the opposite, right? Mario, you got Rico Dowdle and CD Lamb, and there's not really much on that offense. I think the Lions are just going to score too many points for the Cowboys to keep up. I got the Lions.
I got the Lions big in this. I think this is the disaster Cowboy game. You know how we get one every year where you're like, dude, is McCarthy drunk? Like, what's going on? I think that's this week.
I'll be honest with you, man. The way I have it set up with 2 televisions, usually I have the Charger game and then I have Red Zone going. I'll be watching these 2 games at that time. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing. I hate the Cowboys, so I always love when the Cowboys get beat, especially at home. I'm looking at. I hope the Lions put up a ton of points on Dallas in this game. Atlanta Falcons, they're favored by 6. They're at the Carolina Panthers. I know, they have a new quarterback. Still the Panthers. I like the Falcons to keep it going.
Me too. I feel the same way about the Atlanta Falcons that I do the Detroit Lions. So many guys on that team that can make a difference in the game on offense. Panthers just do not have that on their offense. I got the Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons, and don't put this game on my TV.
You bet it?
No, I don't want to bet it at all. If I bet that, then check me into a mental institution. I'm already halfway there.
Here we go. Sunday Night Football. We have the Bengals taking on the New York Giants. Good God. Bengals are favored by 3.5. The game's in New York.
What do you got, Mario?
No neighbors, no Mario. Give me the Bengals, 3.5.
Yeah, he's that good. I think he's so good for that team that Joe Burrow needs to win this game, right? I think Joe Burrow needs to win these games when you start out that bad. I got the Cincinnati Bengals, and they look pretty good lately on offense.
All right, Monday Night Football. We have the Buffalo Bills. They're favored by 3 on the road against the New York Jets. I'll take the Bills. Here we go, Mario.
JTS, Jets.
You forget the E?
That too. So I took the E with them.
JTS. There we go. I got the Jets also. Dave can't breathe. You only had 4 letters.
So that's it. So as I'm about to say, it's the best thing I've ever heard on this show. Right there. Oh my God.
We got to cut that up. I need the clip.
Dude, that is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh my God.
I got the Jets.
So
Mario brought it up earlier. When coaches get fired mid-season or beginning of the season, they always play better the week right after. So I got the Jets.
Oh my gosh. All right. Last game on the schedule. It's the one that everybody cares about. It's the one, if you're listening to the show, this is the one you care about. It's the Chargers on the road taking on the Denver Broncos. Chargers are favored by 3 in this game, and I'll take the Chargers to cover in this game. I'm going to give you a final score of 16-10. And my pick to click is, believe it or not, it's Gus Edwards.
He didn't practice today.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Gus Edwards, still my pick. He's going to show up. We're going to need him in short yardage in this one. This is going to mean everything. Cheryl Bosa will not be at this game. I guarantee it. I love it. By the way, if anyone wants to know who Cheryl Bosa is, it's Joey and Nick's mom. She only shows up to Nick's games. Okay. I follow on social media. I know she goes to every 49er game. She knows Joey's probably not going to play. The only time she ever sees her son, Joey, is when Nick's in a playoff game and Joey comes to watch. That's the only time she ever sees her older son. It says a lot.
What do you got, Mario?
Gus. Come on, Gus. Step up.
Okay, call me crazy. 14-13 Chargers.
2
I take
touchdowns,
the
no
Broncos
field
to
goals.
cover.
No field goals. No Cameron Dicker being a hero.
2 touchdowns, a mixed extra point. That's going to be my weird prediction.
So who's your player of the game?
Player of the game. Call me crazy. Call me
Again?
classic. Actually, just call me a loser for this one. It's Herbert.
Okay. All right.
Does he throw for 200 yards?
No, he throws for 190.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm happy you feel that way. My player of the game is going to be Cameron Dicker. I think the Chargers do not cover, but they win. I think it's going to be a 1-point game. They win on a Cameron Dicker field goal. It's going to be ugly. I think everybody expects this game to be ugly. And I agree with Dave. I don't think Cheryl Bosa is going to be there. She's a complete front runner.
Alex, look, what's my beef with Joey's mom? I have no beef with Joey's mom. Actually, I'm friends with her on social media, Facebook and Instagram. My point is, it's not beef with Cheryl. My point is, it's Joey. She knows her son's not going to show up to work, so why support him? That's the complaint. It's with Joey. It's not with Cheryl. God dang it. I just keep thinking of Mario on like that ESPN spelling bee right now. You know? Spell chlamydia, the kid next to him, and he spells it perfectly, throws that H in there. And then you got Mario over here, spelled Jets, and he screws it up and he loses. God dang it.
Oh, man.
Damn it.
How do you know
So
chlamydia
freaking
has an H in there? How do you know that?
Yeah.
Because I wish one of these guys on, I think, our group chat that went to me on Twitter and said the Dodgers suck, hope the Padres will win. And then I just said, I hope you get chlamydia and you can't make it to the parade, is what I wished on him. So I had to make sure I spelled it right. So I did look it up recently.
All right. All right. Do you guys have anything? Oh, we have the star chat.
Yeah.
Let's get to that. Mario, do you have to go? You want me to handle this?
Yeah, I have to go. Sorry, guys. A little bit of emergency. Thank you, Bolt Crew. Thank you, Live. Go Bolts. And Jets is spelled Jets. People did not know that.
We knew. We got it.
All right,
All right, man.
luck,
Best
brother.
of luck to you.
Mario got chlamydia. I'll just say it.
It was a clap.
All right. So this one comes from Young West, $5. It says, what can we do to limit the pressure this week? Broncos blitz heavy, especially on first down. We got to be more creative to win. At Dave, big game 5 in LA tomorrow.
All right. I'll address the first thing last. Okay. Number one, Young West, you're my brother. I didn't even know it. Okay. Young West is a big Dodger fan like me. He's sitting there writing yesterday, man. We enjoyed that win yesterday together. We'll accept it, man, while we have it. So at least I know I got a guy on my side. I got my Dodger mug, the whole deal. As far as what the Chargers can do, I'm not really worried about it, Josh. As long as our tackles are healthy, if our tackles are healthy, I think we're going to be okay. I think that's the one main thing that Jim Harbaugh has focused on since he became head coach of this team is how we're going to protect Justin, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
I agree with you. I think the big thing is how healthy are the tackles. If you can protect Justin Herbert just a little bit, you have faith that he can make some plays down the field. The bigger issue also is going to be the receivers. We'll talk about it ad nauseum. Can anybody get open? Can the tight ends make any difference at all? If not, I don't know if they can, do anything for Justin Herbert. He can only do so much, especially if he's not going to run the ball because of his ankle. We need somebody to get open. All right. The next comment comes from LS. It says, I don't have clicking power. Mario logged out. It says
No
Shalom.
way.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to leave this up here. It says Shalom,
Wait.
Hebrews and Shebrews.
Oh, there you go. Shalom. There you go.
Yeah.
Big high holiday coming up, by the way. For people who don't understand, last week was the Jewish New Year, and this week is like the worst holiday of all time, Yom Kippur, which is the day you don't eat all day long, that you fast. And for people who wonder what Yom Kippur means, that means old men with bad breath. That's what it does not. It's you hang around enough people who are not eating, though, and you're like, man, your breath is not that great. What the hell had happened to Josh? Where you at? There you go. I brought you back. You just removed yourself. I can't even hear you anymore. You're muted. I can't hear you, Josh, if you can hear me. Okay. So anyway, there you go. So I appreciate that. I still don't understand, as someone who understands the Jewish religion, and I do actually know the history of it. I don't understand why the holiday that's supposed to be the New Year is before the day you're supposed to atone for all your sins from the year before. Like, why don't you knock out that one first, and then let's jump into the New Year? So, just one of my curious questions. All right, is your mic working? No, I can't hear you. God dang it! Did you sit in Mario's chair? If you can't get it, I'll end the show.
All right, yeah, end it.
Oh, there you are. You're kind of there in your headphones.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like.
Sorry, I had to log into Mario's account. He had a emergency he had to handle, but I just wanted to say to everybody, all the Bolt Crew Pod on Twitter. It's at Bolt Crew Pod. Like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And before we leave the show, I'd like Dave to make a Game 5 playoff prediction.
Oh man, I tell you what. I know a lot of you are one or the other. Either you're Padre fans or Dodger fans that are watching this. I picked the Padres to, by either way, win this series, and I picked the Padres to win the World Series. Like, I thought they were the most balanced team. Momentum is a killer. That is it. All right. When you have momentum in sports, like maybe the best thing that happened to the Padres is they have today off just to clear their heads to focus on what happens on Friday. For the Dodgers, they're going to go back to a sold-out stadium. They know the crowd's behind them. At the same time, if it wasn't for, this is what Dodger fans are saying. I'm a Dodger fan. This is what I'm saying. If it wasn't for Miguel Rojas deciding to take that ground ball by himself and touch the bag instead of flipping it over to Gavin Lux for the double play to start the double play, Dodgers would have won the series already. It could have gone easily that way. There are things the Padres can do, but guess what? The Padres only scored in one of their last 18 innings at home. I think they're a little bit in the Padres' head. Everything told me Padres the entire time until the last couple of days. Made, I think, a huge mistake pushing Dylan Cease. Shouldn't have done that. If he would have lost game 4 with somebody besides Cease, they would have said, well, he wasn't one of our guys anyway. So I'm changing my prediction. I'm going to go Dodgers in game 5. I think they have momentum right now.
I'm going to go Padres. I'm also a fan of the Padres. I think Yu Darvish brings us back to life. And if you guys have a prediction, leave your comment. We'll stay, responsive on YouTube. We try to respond to everything on Twitter. As I've said before, we will follow you back on Twitter if you follow us at Bolt Crew Pod. Thank you for joining, and go Chargers. There
you go. So again, like and subscribe to the show if you can. Otherwise, don't forget, catch us right after the Charger game on Sunday. We'll be here live as well. Want to hear all your comments, what you think. Also, again, as Josh said, score predictions, man, they're our favorites. I want to see which guys are closest to the score predictions. Mario says no field goals, but the Chargers still win 14-13. We'll see if he's right. We'll see you on Sunday right after the game. Thanks again for following the Bolt Crew podcast. For Mario Heron, Josh Pele, I'm Dave Pele. We'll see you Sunday.